Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom Spark. Welcome back to another video. Today we're checking out safing.io. I've seen them tweeting at me on Twitter, and I've seen some other people talking about them as well, kind of shilling them on YouTube as well. So today I'm going to be talking about it and reviewing it to see if it really can replace VPN. They've been kind of coming out here with some pretty big claims saying that it completely replaces VPN and you don't need VPN anymore. You got some of these other people out here recommending them. I don't really recommend these channels or the recommendations per se. This is, in my opinion, the only channel who knows VPNs truly. Anyways, guys, this is what safing.io looks like. They have a free product and a paid product. The free product is very similar to some other products I've seen out there. Basically, what it does is just shows kind of the network activity going on your computer. And you could kind of have an ad blocker as well. So that's kind of cool. But you could kind of do that with uBlock Origin on your browser. Brave browser defaults to that as well. And you could even just kind of put your DNS settings on your computer to something Cloudflare or Quad 9, which is basically all this does. So they also have some kind of cool ways to kind of cut off connection from applications, which can be useful. So in that sense, I think in some way it's an adjacent product to VPN. So far, do I think this replaces VPN? Spoiler alert, not really. Is it a product you could try for free and use alongside VPN? Well, sure. Even though VPNs do some of the same things like block ads and stuff like that, this one is kind of cool how you can control individual network activity. So that's pretty nice. But, should you really pay for it? That's the question. That's always the question that we try to decide here on the channel. So the Portmaster supporter is just basically you're donating money to them for around €3 a month, or around a little less than $3 now because the price of the euro has gone down so much. We have the free model, of course, which includes the main kind of package. But the Portmaster Unlimited also includes what they're calling a SPN, not a VPN. You have up to 5 simultaneous devices. Now, the thing about this is that's kind of cool. It does not auto-renew. So in some ways, it's kind of consumer-friendly. But in other ways, it's also not consumer-friendly because it's pretty pricey. They don't have any... well, they do. They actually do have a discount for around $100 a year. But even still, that's pretty pricey. It's right up there along stuff like ExpressVPN, one of the most expensive VPNs. Most other VPNs nowadays are going to be cheaper. And even include some other features too. Something like VPNs, Data Breach Alert, Smart DNS, something like TorGuard. It's like $30 a year, so it's much cheaper. So is this 3 times as better for 3 times the price? Well, I don't really think so. When you compare the different plans, it's mainly just the SPN access. Overall, the company seems decent. But, I'm not reviewing this in the same way as a VPN because it's, in my opinion, not really a VPN. So I'm not going to put it in the tier list per se because I don't really think it qualifies. But this is kind of what the application looks like itself. Now, it does feel kind of pretty advanced. It's kind of overwhelming. There's all sorts of things going on. I guess the idea is that it kind of obfuscates you better than a VPN maybe because it has different multi-hop options and different ways to kind of anonymize different apps and different things with different IP addresses. But a lot of it honestly kind of seems overkill to me. And what is the cost? Well, the cost, at least from what I've been testing, seems to be speed. Even when I pick speed focused and balanced is like 2 multi-hop with trying to be balanced for speed. Even with that, I'm not getting great speeds here with this one. And it's also kind of confusing. I'm trying to pick the server to optimize the server. I'm assuming it's just picking a decent server for me. But even with that, I'm not getting amazing speeds here. And when something like this kind of cuts your speeds that much, it kind of makes you wonder, why am I using this in the first place? Is it worth what it's offering for the detriment of my speeds? But as you can see, the speeds are definitely kind of slow here. It's probably due to the multi-hop. We're getting like 300 and, is that the ping? So, yeah, it's not looking too good here for speeds, and I'm a little worried about the usability factor. What kind of speeds can we get with a VPN? Well, let's launch TorGuard. This is the thing. We are comparing something like this compared to something like this. Now, the main idea here is this kind of gives you more control individually of different things. But I think for most people, they don't really need that much control. With something like TorGuard, you could do quad 9 DNS, which is going to be ad blocking, save. We're going to make sure to, we have the WireGuard protocol just selected right here. Click the big fat connect button. And it's going to connect quicker than Safing.io. There we go. So guys, do I think it's a good product? Well, maybe. I think the free model could be worth using if you want to play around with some of its ad blocking capabilities and network monitoring on your computer. Do I think it replaces VPN? Well, not really. Also, another thing is that there's been other products out there very similar to this, like Glasswire. As far as I could tell, for the most part, Glasswire and Safing.io, or Portmaster as it calls it, are pretty much exactly the same thing. Safing.io just seems to kind of have a marketing push to kind of say they're replacing VPN, when in fact it doesn't really seem to replace it that well for me. It's more complicated, the speeds are slower. Sure, it might be more customizable in terms of multi-hop and very specific, like needing specific IPs for each one, perhaps adding to some layer of anonymity. But I think for most people who are using VPNs that want to anonymize their IP address while torrenting, unblock geo restrictions and stuff like that, and have good speeds, it's good enough. And I'm not really sure it's worth the trade-off of paying for a more expensive product with Safing.io, as well as a slower one too. So that's just my general thoughts.